Hi there. So I believe there is persuasive consensus that the coincidences, the profound, almost unilaterally, of John Lennon's death, as well as virtually all the other famous people who suddenly died, okay, and that's including the ones quite recently, the Warren cricket player, but Princess Diana, George Harrison. It's not just John Lennon going back in time. I trace it to not only to Kennedy, but to Teddy Roosevelt at least. I think even before McKinley, I think that the activity of Sherlock Holmes and Professor Moriarty, okay, can't say that without a smirk because it's biggest disaster in the world, so I smirk, okay? I'm sorry about that, but that's my experience growing up in California, that everything is a joke. Sadly, that's my biological father told me that, hey, don't worry, life's crappy. Or no, it's not, actually. And I'll point out that it starts off in a different era, different technological paradigm. By 1915, my great grandfather, getting into his late 30s, hasn't been married yet, and he finally gets married, and not to McKinley, okay, but a McGinty. So I believe that this is an indicator of like, oh look, see, we care, see, keep on going with the war, that's natural, that's we'll get to 1917 because my grandfather was born in 1916. About a year after he met my great-grandma, McGinty, not McKinley, but this is sort of your reward, okay? This is like, oh, and I believe she was the smart one, perhaps, or one of the smart ones. She was 6 feet, they say, and I met her. My great-grandma, okay, and so this is like what the sort of disaster, the, let's just be blunt, Irish schizophrenia or sociopathic comedy, divine comedy, okay, that George Washington, I'm sure, just like says, make sure you paint me without the smile or else. That's the divine comedy, okay, that the whole world is going to hell because I want to say the F word, that's why, okay. I could probably save the world if I just went around saying the F word all the time. It would just probably be hunky-dory, Say McGinty and F word. And, I'm telling you, the world has gone to freaking hell because of this psychotic game of shadows, actually. Okay, Hollywood loves it as much as I do, and yet they're foaming at the mouth. Me, I'm fine, okay? Anyways, in the photos, it seems like they're on drugs, and I'm like looking like a born-again Christian or something like that. I could probably use a drink, yes. Please. With the right people, disasters don't happen. And there's all the nominal delusions for disasters to happen. The worst ones, washing, Benny and Jenny, son of a soap maker, George washing powder, narcotic cop-outs, delusions, slavery, technology, and the love of God for technological reasons. Okay, I don't think we would only have a dog if it wasn't for technology. That's the primitive state, and to have the most advanced state is what we need, what we deserve, what I have completely quantified, okay, and not in America, and not by growing up anywhere but there. I believe it is my experience growing up in that diverse community, but it is one of abject failure and humiliation and emotional derangement, okay, let me tell you. Since I was like a teenager, I was emotionally deranged behind closed doors. I just, it's like, it was impossible. I go outside, not a chance. On the left-hand side of America, Kurt Cobain pretends he's gay and joins the 27 Club. Okay, how about that? That's as good as a holy war. It's the same thing, okay? It positively is. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I haven't slept well in years. The last couple of years especially, but we're actually talking like decades. I haven't really slept well. It's been about that much time. 11 years ago, I was having horrible chest pains because where I was sleeping, every time I'd go to my bed, that's where I had some quiet, and my chest hurt horribly. Okay, and 15 years ago, all the indicators were there, and I was desperately trying to communicate this stuff, and it's very difficult. I am, the derangement, the ego. Let me tell you, mine's ginormous, and this isn't the freaking point. Okay, it's not. It's to make the world fantastic, to be the hero, the innocent information, the innocent technology, okay, whichever accent you are speaking, I like it. Kabuki. Oh! I've got some throat problems right now. You're welcome. Okay, you guys take care of me, I'll take care of the world. Okay, and I want to be in a private place, but I can't be around lowlives. That is war. Okay, that is what's going on in the Ukraine, because I'm stuck with lowlives. And for years I've been in this situation, and there are the most radical disasters every time. I believe that there's definitely a political obsession that goes and focus, okay, and absolute sort of accountability for the love of God. Okay, John Lennon was yeah, I think I wrote it right there. My IQ was tested, and they're like, crazy stuff. He was pushing the limit, okay? And I'd like to go on a sabbatical. I'd like to hang out in a monastery for months, even years at a time, with the right people, invisible to the world, to the public, in some quiet, nice place to totally do some engineering, scientific calculations, philosophical stuff, identity, transcendence. I'm not sure exactly. I used to study vocabulary. I have to do that constantly to do meaningful, accurate writing that isn't just fun but effective. Okay, so it doesn't have to have any vocabulary. It can be quantified purely. That's the activation of civility, the technological gibberish, okay, that doesn't act absurd, with respect, with love and respect, okay? And I want that for the world, okay? Hold on. I'm tired. This is exhausting. I try to be very serious. Okay, just looking at myself, how can you do that? With respect, okay? That truly is me and what matters in the world, okay? With the right situation, I will guarantee global perfection and confidentiality, okay? I believe there has to be balance. I believe that there is pathological behavior, okay? Absolutely, there wouldn't be these problems if it wasn't for that. I'd already have a happy home with the right people, and that's imperative, okay, that happens. and that I have the appropriate respect without the low life elements, okay, with the true respect that we're all expecting, that we want to have happen. I would gladly go all over the world with the right people, okay? I want the media, the governments of the world to organize that and to fund that so that Wall Street and technology and everything is confident that the right outcomes are going to be perfected, and I will just make sure that that happens, okay? And not as a joke, but as an actual certainty, okay? Absolutely. That's my vision, to get it right, actually scientifically quantified, and to make it fun and trusting and completely sort of everything that we are expecting, quantified, filtered, regulated, okay? To make it happen, I have a whole bunch of quantified visionary plans that are absolutely, I believe, just about perfect, okay? And feasible and respectful, okay? Please, okay? Okay, I'm laughing and crying at the same time, and I don't want the world to take this as an excuse for failure. And again, going back to Teddy Roosevelt, and nothing good comes out of that, nor anyone else. They're all going to take the bribe, every one of them, and the world will suffer the worst problems. And that's because some pathological fiction, narcoleptic, and preying upon the Irish, the prophetic American leadership, and the desperado moves, okay, hello. Okay, you guys put me with the right people, fund that, have scientific cooperation, perfection, funding, balance, settlement, and my complete cooperation, okay, and promise for absolute ultimate perfection. Okay.